another episode of High Frequency Convo. I'm your host, as always, Wes Hunt, and this is my co-host, as always,
Just the God.
And this is the podcast where we spark blunts and conversation, episode 30 motherfucking 6. And I mean, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't to. I'm gonna go through my call to action like I have to. For all the new subscribers on the channel, thank you. For all the new likes on the channel, thank you for real. We say that with kindness of my heart. Like we said, at the 500th subscriber, we're doing a cash giveaway. You can have the information on the bottom of the screen like I always do. Hit me up in my DMs, Wolf Hunt, WXLF, HUNT718 on IG. Hit me with the picture, send me the picture of you being a 500 subscriber, and hit me in my DMs with your cash app. I'm going to send you the prize. But thank you for everybody. Subscribe to the ETW channel. Thank you for the one new subscriber to the ETW channel. Everybody counts for real too. And this is episode 36. This is episode motherfucking 36. Like, whoever thought we'd get to episode 36, right? We're already at episode 50. Shit's bugged out. This was just an idea now. Now we got over 20 some videos up and a whole bunch of pictures. So anybody that's looking to do something, like I said, do it. And I'm saying this from not being on, now we that fucking, we didn't blow up yet. But we say this from here, but we still doing it. We're from having 0 to 250.
Your success comes from action.
So success is the journey, man.
Success is the journey, not the end result. The end result, you know what I mean, may be the profit that you seek, but the success is the journey, you know what I'm saying? So we already been successful from the time we did the first one, went to the second one. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm just enjoying the success.
Enjoying the journey, man. Enjoying the journey. Every new subscriber, every new achievement every day on YouTube, every new fail, everything time you take a loss, and I see the views dip with you, the ups and downs, all that shit is cool. Now, I mean, of course,
nature of the game. Michael ain't gonna hit 30 points every game.
Of course, but I'm not stopping. That's my superpower. I'm like Wolverine, resiliency. I'm gonna keep healing. But today's mathematics. I'm gonna let Big Bro go into it, but we're gonna do episode 36. What's 36?
Understanding equality.
Understanding equality. 3 and 6.
3 and 6. 3 is understanding, 6 is equality.
If you add the 9 is what? 3 plus 6.
If you add the 9, well, 9 is completion. 9 is completion. If you want to do the mathematics, 9 will be the same thing, born. Yeah, completion. You know what I'm saying? Being born. You know what I'm saying? That's everything in itself.
And it's September 21st.
So September 21st will be knowledge, wisdom.
Knowledge, wisdom. I mean,
so knowledge, the wisdom, you know what I mean? And when you watch this shit today, we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, understand equality.
That's a fact. As always, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on SoundCloud. Wes Hunt LG on one word. We got a lot of music coming off y'all. Don't worry, we got a lot of shows. I take you juggle a lot of things, so it's coming though. Everything's coming from videos, like we say with this. We say this long before the ETW TV.
Yeah, promotion, baby, word of mouth. Everything's coming. One step at a time.
I mean, everything's coming. But we're gonna go drop right into this shit. And this was gonna be Relationships Part 2. We did Relationships 1. I don't know how long ago because we were on 36 episodes, probably episode 13. But I'm gonna touch on other different topics about it, and we're gonna dive into it. This is where everybody can motherfucking connect with something that never gets old. And we can do 50 episodes on. And talking about different topics depending on what you're talking about. In episode we're talking about relationships, like what I like to do, and I like to say we're gonna get our word from my sponsors, and we're gonna sponsor. And we're gonna get somebody will talk about the topic we're gonna talk about a little more that can articulate it a little different than we might articulate it. So here we go, we're going to, in the first subject, 3 subjects: communication, sex, and space. So in the first one, we're gonna talk about the importance of communication, which seems to go over a lot of people's head for whatever reason. But this content comes from Expert Village Leaf Group. It says importance of communication in relationship.
On December 7th, 1941, picked up a fleet of aircraft coming in to Hawaii. The message was misinterpreted. What is the importance of communicating in a relationship? This is Dr. Paul, author of Boomer Girls, A Boomer Woman's Guide to Men and Dating. The critical thing in communicating is make certain the message gets through. Don't wind up like the radar station in Hawaii on December 7th and allow the entire fleet to get blown up, your entire relationship to get blown up, by not making your messages clear.
That's facts.
Unfortunately, and I do mean this unfortunately, oftentimes women give subtle hints to men. They don't get it. Please understand this. When a man opens up a package to put together a child's bicycle, he looks at the directions. They are visual. That's why you wear makeup and so forth, because men are visual.
Movement is audible.
They don't take subtleties as quickly as women do. So, in that case, keep your message clear. KISS. Keep it super simple. That message that was not received or understood properly caused devastation. And just as that happened December 7th, 1941, so too can you cause devastation in your relationship by not having that communication.
Let's start with it like we always do. What does communication in a relationship mean to you?
It's everything. Come to me. I live on the 3 C's: communicate, cooperate, and compromise. I think if everybody lived on those 3 C's: communicate, cooperate, and compromise, life will be better. Without communication, it's nothing. For instance, like I was
I'm going too deep into it because that's the next question. But what does it mean to you, and the fact of like you said it's important. So why is it so important?
Because without
to you, because I think it's important in all relationships.
No, it's important in every aspect.
Every aspect of life, actually.
Yeah, communication. Because without communication, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Like I was saying, boy, I was picking little man up today, and he crying. I'm like, what are you crying for? He keep crying. What are you crying for? He keep crying. I say, bro, I don't understand crying. I understand words. So you could, you know what I mean, communicate to me what you need, because you're old enough to, without crying, and then I know what you need. So it's the same thing in a relationship. Without communication, there's nothing. Without me knowing what she needs and without her knowing what I need, there's nothing. Without you don't even have to agree. But at least I can understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking you just being, you know what I'm saying, with all respect, a bitch. Now I understand. Okay, I understand now where you come from. I don't agree, but I understand. At least I understand where you're coming from, and that's what communication does. Either we're gonna end up either we end up agreeing, or we end up what's the best thing in the world. I understand how you feel now. That's more than important than agreeing.
They say the first thing you should do is important to understand before being understood.
Absolutely.
And communication. That's what the one number.
Yeah, you can't, and that's my thing. I'm not trying to agree with you. I just trying to understand where you're coming from. Because like, you know what I mean? If Russia can understand where China coming from, because we don't have to have wars. If Russia understand where America comes from, we don't have to have wars. We just got to have understanding. We don't have to agree with you. I don't have to agree with the fact that you allow homosexuality in your country. You know what I'm saying? But I understand. You understand why I ain't trying to do that and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Communication. You know what I'm saying? Without communication, there's nothing in a relationship. That's 2 countries coming together. So you're going to need communication in order for that to last 10, 15 years, 20 years, 30, if that's what you want.
Well, what does communication in a relationship mean to me? It means everything. Like I said, communication is important in everything. But in a relationship, and I've been stressing this with my girlfriend all the time. I mean, like, and I always said it sounds cheesy because you hear that shit on TV growing up. Communication to relationship is key to a strong healthy relationship is communication. That shit sounds cheesy and cliche as shit. But that's not until I got to a real relationship and I realized, and that's just me being me. But then I'm always a nigga that steps back and observe things from the outside. And I realized, damn, we get through past this, and this purely for communication, no matter how. And trust me, when I say communication, that means there's gonna be butterflies, nigga. Like a lot of times that you bringing something up or she bringing something up is gonna be super duper uncomfortable. But see me, like and my girl will always tell you, I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice days. And she be tight. Like I'm willing to sacrifice birthdays, Christmases, because we're gonna get another one. And if you want to see another one and another one, we gotta get past this day. What people do is like, okay, nah, it's our weekend off. We're not gonna talk about it. Like, and y'all hold it. Then y'all talk about the next week, and then the next week, and then the next week, because it's Christmas all weekend. Then y'all don't make y'all don't see no other Christmases or weekends together. So it's like, we either gonna get past this point right now, or we not. And it's uncomfortable a lot. Sometimes we fuck up the mood for the night. 2 nights. Y'all ain't talking. It's quiet. It's tense with shit. But at the end of the day, even if it's uncomfortable, one understands the other. That's the most important part.
Yeah, prevention is better than the cure.
Yeah, man. Okay, like I said, and not
deal with it now than later.
People always looking for the easy path in life and easy things that I want to make it easy. It's not life. I can't confront, man. For whatever reason, life is just hard in every facet. And you just can't escape the hardness of life. You just can't. So it's like you got, like I said, better prevent it now.
Prevention, yeah, because look,
it's better to do it now. Go through it.
I learned, right, what we consider difficulty in life ain't really difficulty until you don't handle it today. Then you're gonna really see fucking difficulty. Yo, kid, think about it. You be like, damn, this is hard. Damn, why it gotta be so hard? Alright, don't do it today. And let that shit lay in for 20, 30 days. And see how harder that one task now becomes, where it's gonna become harder. That's when it becomes hard. I think we make shit hard for ourselves. I think it always go back. You don't even quote the prophets, because sometimes when prophets say prophetic things, I say that. You know, lo and behold, under my nose was the flow of all flows. See, you looking outwardly. You know what I mean? You're just making shit harder. It's right there. It's easy. Just deal with what's right there.
So it's the perfect segue. High point is communication in a relationship. Like, is it the most important thing? Because they do it on 3 facets. Some people say because sex is super important, space is super important, communication is super important. All these are so important. So like, high point is communication.
I would say communication is the most important thing. And why I would say that is this. Because, you know what I'm saying? And we'll see that as we get to the other segments. Because
I agree for both.
Yeah.
For both genders is the most important.
It's very important because you need communication in sex, and you need and I need to communicate to you that I need my space. You know what I'm saying? Because like, picture this. Picture this, right? Your shorty come home, she want her space, right? Your shorty come home, she want her space. She just come home, she don't say nothing to you. She just go straight to the living room, turn the TV on, sit down, and relax. Hey, what the fuck's wrong? Exactly. What the fuck's wrong with you? Oh, I just wanted my space. But bitch, you could have told me that. No disrespect, but you know, you could have told me that. You know what I'm saying? So communication solves all of that. You know what I'm saying? And communication in sex and what I want and what you want and what we both need together. You need, without communication in any aspects of those two, there's nothing. So you need it without communication, unless we're going to tend to what we're going to be talking to our brains. No, let me tell what is it called?
Communication is super fucking important.
Very important.
I say for both genders, when you talk about relationships, including both genders is the most important, definitely. The reason I'm saying that, I'm gonna get to the next point and maybe get to the next topic.
I remember 2 to go, and I don't remember, and after today I will get you the rest of the complete saying. It's an ancient saying, and I don't never remember the rest, but I always remember the beginning because he always used to tell us that be skilled in speech. And there's more to it, but I don't remember the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? That's my fault.
Sharper the sword.
You know what I'm saying? And he always used to teach us be skilled in speech. You know what I mean? So the art of communication is very important. Very important.
So,
to be honest with you, through learning words and communicating, you can make a girl have an orgasm just by whispering words in her ear.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? But so go ahead.
And a girl could get a nigga rock
hard
just by talking some shit in his ear. It's facts. So it's like.
So you know what I'm saying? So communication is very important.
How do you stop bad or no communication relationship?
Huh?
How do you stop bad or no communication relationship? Because at a point, I'm gonna answer this one first. I'm gonna answer it first so you can understand. The question is, how do you stop bad or no communication in a relationship? Meaning, like, in some relationships, like we just stated, there's bad communication. People's holding back what they feel, not really communicating what they feel. And in some relationships, there's completely no communications at all. There's no fucking communication at all, except a lot of them come in the house. Like I said, one goes in the living room, one goes in their room. They may talk about the kids, they may talk about what they needed, and they go about their business. There's no communication. This bitch, this woman, you know what I'm saying, man? We talking, we no disrespect. This bitch hate the guy, the nigga hate the girl, but they're not saying it. And on the surface, they both act like they still love each other when it's time to go out or around family, but every time they're around, they just really don't like each other. There's really no communicating of why they really don't. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. So like,
I think you hit it right there on the head at the end of the point what you said. I think there's no communication, period. Because if you ain't communicating how you truly feel, there's really no communication.
But bad communication is you communicating how you feel, but you barking at the nigga, or you barking at the chick, or you nagging them, or you always antagonize them because they ain't doing the things that you may want them to do. Like say, that's bad communication. You may tell that nigga like, okay, damn, I'm tired. Right? You always watching the game and spending on time, but this is what you saying it.
No,
yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. I think if it gets to that point right there, you see that, I think it's time for you to. I think it's over. Then relationship is over. Because I agree, if it gets to the point where it goes from where you don't know how to communicate.
But how do you stop that? I agree with that.
I don't think. I think.
It's better than a cure. So how would you prevent that?
Before it comes to that,
because it's never just a smack dab. You know what I'm thinking? It's always a lead up. You can see the things start changing.
The person.
Somebody got to communicate.
You hit it on that. Whoever recognizes what's going on have to be the one to communicate it out to the other person. Like, yo, chill, don't talk to me like that. Like, what's going on? Why are you speaking to me like that? Before it gets worse. And if you see that's not working, then you already know where it's at. And that's why it's good to communicate, because then when you're gonna know where it's at. You're gonna know what's at. I think people be knowing where it's at. I think sometimes people don't even want to communicate because they already know what the fuck the person's gonna say.
Yeah.
And they scared of the truth. Yeah. They don't want to hear you. I don't even want to be here no more. this ain't working out. And I think they rather live in the darkness and not hearing that and living an illusion. Like I think you said that before, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just going along with it. Like, because they know that, yo, this ain't working out. And they don't want to hear the other person say it to them.
The way you prevent it is just what you said. You got somebody got to step up and communicate.
Prevention is better than
and
the
like
cure.
you just also said, and I also said before that, it's uncomfortable a lot of times. And people like the path to least resistance to everything in life. Instead of working out, I'd rather eat the cheeseburger. Instead of doing overtime, I'd rather just act like I'm sick of going early and losing. There's always a path to least resistance thing in everybody's life. So the thing you have in your head, like you just said, you gotta know how to respond. Especially you know what type of chick or guy you messing with, and this ain't gonna go well. Or you know what she gonna say. Like, damn, I know this gonna end it. And you scared to be alone, or because you had some people rather be in misery than actually be alone, which is crazy. Like it's almost like Stockholm syndrome. Like you rather be miserable coming home every day, or rather stay at a miserable job. It's not only in relationships, like everything. So people rather just be miserable than to venture off and do something new. But like once it gets to that point, I believe you gotta prevent it. You gotta prevent it by somebody gotta communicate. Somebody gotta step up and be the grown man or be the grown woman.
Somebody gotta be the leader.
Or the leader take the lead
somebody
and communicate.
And
sometimes by one taking the lead and communicating will help the other one in a relationship. Like, okay, take the lead and communicate. But what if I have to give you any advice, which I learned because I was never super bad, but I get to my point, especially if somebody's not listening and I know my point is more valid in its essence and it's gonna make them better because not to help me, I would get more angry and not angry, but more emphatic in my speech and shit like that. And not always you can communicate with everybody like that. So try to find and read your partner what communication method works for them and try to communicate it the best you can. But you gotta communicate it at the end of the day, man. Like I said, you gotta communicate it. And it's sidebar that what makes you think? This is a side question. What makes you think? Why a relationship gets that bad, man? Both parties start hating each other to that point. Because
they weren't to be.
How does it get that bad?
Because they weren't supposed to be together to begin with, and they got together for the wrong purposes and the wrong reason. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm gonna be on some high level thought for a minute, right? You know what I mean? Because that's what we're in, right? The thing about it is this, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we men. And we human beings, men, women, whatever the case is. So we are naturally attracted to people through physicality. So, you know what I mean? Oh my God, look at her body or look at her face or whatever it is attraction.
That's what they base it on.
Right, that's what they base it on. Man or woman. Now the thing about it is this, right? When you're only basing it on that and you're not basing it on something that's truly substantial, which would be a friendship. You know what I mean? Which would be a friendship that will sustain and last through everything. You know what I'm saying? Then the relationship usually goes there. Because here's the thing, as important as sex is in a relationship, it becomes redundant. So now what got y'all together is the physical lust of each other, physical parents, and the enjoyment of having sex with each other. After a while, that becomes redundant. After the redundancy of that, now complacency sets in. Now, with the complacency sets in, either one person start taking each other for granted, or both take each other for granted, and now that's where all that, to me, my opinion, all the bickering and all the nonsense cater in, because it ain't no. If you're truly friends, right, you're gonna talk everything through. Same way like when you get into an argument with your man and your homeboy, you know what I'm saying, shit, you be like, yo, blah, 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 blah. You're going to discuss everything, you know what I'm saying, because that's my man. You know what I'm saying? We've been friends for like 10, 15 years. So how could you be in a relationship with a girl for 10 years, 12 years, and then as soon as something go wrong, I'm out, or she's out, like...
I got to think a different thing from that. I think sometimes it is what you're saying it is. I agree with y'all was meant to be each other, but I also think sometimes people don't realize that when I say, but when people say stagnation is death and growth is life, that literally applies to literally everything in life.
Every aspect of life.
When you start off with a partner and y'all both have a set of standards that y'all started with, y'all started with dating each other at 18, y'all shit's gonna change, you know. Like,
facts.
Y'all gonna change. The woman,
every year it changes.
The woman, her needs are gonna change. The man's needs are gonna change. The wants gonna change. The woman's wants gonna change. The aspiration can change. The aspiration change. Then some people, religion may even change, which may be separate partly. They may even get more. One may get more spiritual. One may just stay the same. And get like, so all these factors. So if y'all both is not paying attention, if it matters to you about growing with your partner, I'm not trying to say biting them or trying to do what they do.
No, you're
but
supposed to grow with each other.
Grow with them and respecting where they grow. Like, okay, that's what you want.
Right.
That's your needs now. Damn, back 2-3 years ago you don't mind, but now I'm mine because it's different now. And what the fuck? It's true. She not the same person 2-3 years ago. She shouldn't be, or he shouldn't be. So you gotta grow. You gotta grow. That's the number one problem. So when people don't grow and don't notice that, you have to grow because I got my man, or to go nigga, but I'm good.
Complacency, that's why I said complacency sets in.
Yeah, on the physical level. Girls stop, like, if a nigga meets you and you kept yourself up, you know what I mean? Kept yourself, you know what I mean, dressed up and fly, this and that. You just can't be washed up. Remember, he met you like that. And for the guy, if the girl met you a certain way, I'm not saying y'all gonna go through your dips and ups, but you just can't be like, I'm good forever. You're not trying nothing, you're not doing nothing, you just like, I've got my man, this shit. You gotta have, and first of all, you should want that more for yourself. And second of all, like, you have to understand they met you a certain way. If anything, you're supposed to be growing better. Life's gonna fuck you up.
And the man,
dips. That's why that's what having a good girl and a good guy is. So when you go through them dips, the bitch won't leave you. You just like.
And a man should always make a woman feel like a woman, and that don't mean by buying her things. You know what I mean? That means literally by doing things that cost you nothing. Saying, "Damn, you look good." You know what I'm saying? Making her feel good to be a woman.
Love with you out of nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? Coming home, giving a kiss. Saying, yo, let's go out. Let's go. You know me, yeah, we usually go out on a Saturday, but you know what? We gonna go out. Yo, let's go out. Spontaneous. Be spontaneous. Women like that shit.
And also, women got that we want to get into. Like, we hear that a lot, and that's why I want to also touch on. Is that I agree with everything you say because it's a two-party street. But the woman y'all got things to do too. Let's just say y'all gotta grow because at the end of the day, I mean, there's men has a certain amount of leads, just like women have leads. What you just said is completely right. You gotta show them you love them. Be spontaneous with them and keep them interested. Know what I mean? They like a cat with a string. Know what I mean? You keep flinging with the string, they stay interested.
Yeah,
When you stop, it gets boring. So, but the men also got needs. A little more simpler, it's a little different, but also got needs. But you're gonna go into the next part. But you got the last one, the communication.
Nah, that's the most important thing out of everything, to communicate.
Definitely communicate.
Communicate, compromise, or cooperate, because it can't always be your way. On both sides, it just can't always be your way. There's no such thing as that in the world. That's why there's man and woman. If it was going to be one way, it would have been one way. That's why it's man and woman. So it has to be a compromise, it has to be a cooperation, and it has to be communication. In every aspect of life. That's why it's two sides to your brain. That's why it's a left and a right. It's never one way. So, you know what I mean? We have to, you know what I mean, understand that so we could get to a better understanding of life. If we were able to communicate with each other, man and woman, men and men together, woman and woman on each other, communicate, cooperate, compromise, we could get a better understanding of life. To understand that it's not the way Just see it or not the way Daniel see it, it's the way everybody see it that works for the whole. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all.
And the thing is, man, sometimes communicating is hard, but the easiest way to communicate is just to communicate.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is, man. Like, it's not always going to be easy conversations, but...
Conversations is never easy.
It's like having conversations with your kids. That's not always going to be easy. You like have conversations with your boss. That's not always going to be easy. So, but it's about having coverage, and if it's worth it, do it. If it's not worth it, fuck it. Like you said, let it go. Sometimes you just have to let that shit go. It's not meant to be. But that was communicate.